Welcome back to another video. Another video of the balding fat guy who was in such a rush to work today, forgot a shirt for the office for this video, and forgot a hat also. So we're roughing it today. This will be a shorter video. I have a family thing I have to attend this afternoon. We have to go to a funeral or a wake for a family friend this evening. So, but I still wanted to kind of get this in. I don't want people to think that the market's crashing and I disappeared and stuff like that. So we're gonna go over some of these projects, and you'll notice that I have removed some projects. Some I just don't feel like talking about anymore. If y'all really request it and I get a demand, I'll bring it up every now and then. But I think from comments and different things like that, most of y'all agree that we don't need to be talking about some of them anymore because they're just spinning their wheels, if they're even doing that. So let's get to it. He has a website, c4crawfishcatering.com, or you can also find him on Facebook, C4 Crawfish Catering on Facebook. He also has an Instagram. I'll have links to this all in the video description below. Also, check out the link I have for Saltwater Madness. This is a good friend of mine who shows you how to do fishing in down South Louisiana. Speckled trout, redfish, wintertime, summertime, it doesn't matter. He's always hooking into these fish. So if you've been living underneath the cave and you don't, or underneath the rock or whatever you want to say, or in a cave, or you don't pay attention to Twitter, social media, Facebook, and everything else that is spreading doom like it's like we've never been here before 100 times this year already. It is just doom and gloom, and crypto's over with again for the 397th time that I've been in crypto. And I'm seeing people just go crazy. So if y'all caught my video that I actually uploaded today, but it was a Saturday video. I just didn't work on it yesterday. It was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, by the way. And I kind of discussed that, and I said this last Monday too. These charts are just repeating themselves. When in doubt, zoom out. And I like to go over the charts just a little bit, so when we see what some of these projects are doing and what direction their coin or their token is going in, if they're going in the same direction at the same rate that regular crypto's going, we don't really call alarm to it. If we see that there are some tokens that are going way down when everything else in the market's going up, that's a bad sign. Or vice versa. If the token's going up when the market's going down, that's a good sign. So I like to kind of just really briefly go over this real quick. Bitcoin, you look at Friday before we went home. Friday, we went from 67,000 then to 65,000. This is the 15-minute candle. So in the hour, we dropped, $2,000. People thought this was the end, and that's it. And then we slowly came back up over the weekend. And then this morning, looked like we were doing it again. Not at the same rate, but we were still coming down. And it's same thing. If you look, though, 65,100 is kind of like the same type of support that we saw over here also. 65,100. If you look again, look how close that is on the top. Me, in my amateurish eye, to me, this is straight manipulation. This is strictly just whales out there dumping and buying and manipulating and everything else like that. When you zoom out, and I'll go to the 1 hour just to make this a little bit easier. I said this every week. When you zoom out and you come back here and look where we were, this is March 4th. We're still in the same channel. I'm not panicking about anything. Ethereum should be going up a little bit. They keep talking about this ETF that's coming. But again, I'm not going to get that deep into this. I told y'all Friday and over the weekend about buying some Solana. Not financial advice. But again, that's what I'm DCAing in right now. I have friends who are calling me. They're hearing about this dip. They're not panicking. Hey, what's the top 2 or 3 coins? I like NATIX. Just because the project's going on behind it. You look at where it was, just from the beginning of June and stuff like that. 73 cents to where it's at now, 58 cents. Solana, AVAX. That's the three I'm telling them. You know, Ethereum, if you like Ethereum, not that I think you're going to do superly well in it. It will go up with the ETF, but who knows? All right, so let's get back to what y'all came here for. Let's go over our passive income projects right now. I'm hoping that we add in some more in the next couple of weeks. My Chirp miner was supposed to be here today. I am really, really nervous. My stomach is in knots because it was supposed to be here today. It got shipped from North Carolina. Again, I have to thank Mr. Tech Hustler, his YouTube page. Check him out. He's the one that I won the contest with. He sent it out last week, sent me the shipping on it, the shipping number. And when you look it up, it says it's arriving on Monday, which is today. And it arrived in North Carolina, whatever shipping place it was, yesterday at 6 a.m. and hasn't moved since. So I'm a little nervous. But other than that, this is what y'all came for. Let's go over some of these projects right here. So Helium's still plugging along, averaging somewhere about 6,000. To be honest with y'all, I haven't really counted it, but it's been 6,000 for I don't know how long. I got 17 stations online, and I'm assuming it's doing about the same thing. You know, if the station goes offline, it goes offline, whatever. But price action is still on this downward, going down. You know, it's down 5.79% in the last 7 days. I guess it's not too bad, 0.007, but overall for the month, it's down 31%. Ouch. You know, Helium Mobile, because I know a lot of y'all are in the Helium Mobile. It is down 11% in the day, which that is a little painful. 0.0013 to 0.0011 or 12 basically. Last 7 days down 20%, down almost 50%. I know I say this every week, y'all. I apologize, but I'm very surprised. Just with this being a working cellular network and it bringing on more people and offloading T-Mobile or whatever else it's doing, just very surprised by this. I just thought this would be, and because it's such a working good network, I really do think that it's gonna improve. I just have to think that, and I could be completely wrong, not financial advice, but some of these projects that aren't established yet, some of these projects that might be gimmicky, this is a established cellular network. Just very surprised by it. You know, going back to another one that I thought would be recovering was Helium. Helium's getting burnt. You got people using data. You got people using these phones now, and this data is causing burning of the HNT token. You know, you got 160 million HNT. It's not like you have a whole gigantic surplus, but you down 7% in just 24 hours, 11% in 7 days, 35%, 34% in a month. You know, 464 down to 314. Ooh, I just, again, what's it going to do? I don't know. I just think that with Helium having a working IoT side and the mobile side, I just thought that, you know, I just think that the bull market could possibly recover. Some people believe because they had to go split these tokens up and not just stay as Helium, that's what's going to be its downfall. I don't know. You know, nobody tells, you know, nobody knows the future, but I just thought this would be doing a little better. All right, so that's Helium. We're gonna move on. We're gonna start talking about WeatherXM. WeatherXM, that's also taking a nice little cut. You know, once it was holding about $1 to 90 cents, and we thought, hey, this is going to be a pretty decent project. And then, you know, you go look at WeatherXM, you're looking at 68 cents, down 7% just today. It was up to about 74 cents, 74.5 cents, and it's still coming down. This goes back to my normal rant of there's a lot of selling pressure, Where's the buying pressure going to come from? That's the biggest question that I have for a lot of these projects. If y'all watched any of my last video, a couple of videos, Saturday driving video, last Monday's video, and videos in between, is I keep asking is, where is the buying pressure going to come from? With Helium, at least, as they use the data, H&T is being burnt. They're purchasing it and burning it. So you have something that somewhat prop up that price, which again is why I'm surprised Helium's going down. I keep asking everybody because, you know, I might be mistaken. I'm asking y'all, if y'all know, tell me. But is there buying pressure for WeatherXM when people buy the data that WeatherXM is providing, that we're providing the WeatherXM network? Is the token being purchased and burnt or anything like that happening? Or are they just relying on, hey, this is a token and we hope people buy it? You know, I know some projects say, hey, we concentrate on the network side of it. We concentrate on the business side of it. And whatever happens with the token, what happens with the token, but we're concentrating on the network. And is that what's happening with WeatherXM, with DIMO, with GEODNET, with HIVEMAPPER? You know, I don't know. That's something that needs to be answered. All right, moving on. Soarchain. I've been running the mess out of my Soarchain. It is, I got 6,348 TSOAR. I made about 800 tokens since last week. I really thought I did better than that until I did the math. I've been running it. I've had these Saturday trips, Grand Isle, all these different places I went like that, and I thought I did better, and I was doing better, but apparently not. I mean, Morgan City, when I went to Morgan City, set up that station on Saturday. I am staking everything through Dash Tech, all 6,348. I'm doing very well with that. So I'm collecting that every day. So Soarchain did announce that you can now add it directly to your Kepler wallet extension. It gives you instructions. This is in the Discord. Y'all know I keep saying, I know some of y'all don't like it. You got to be in the Discord for these new projects, these beta projects, to get the updated news. Soarchain was featured in Forbes China. There's an article on that. It was also featured on Crypto News. So they're out there, they're pushing it. They're doing their social media pushes, and they're not resting. The Discord's busy. No real talk about any kind of updates for mainnet or anything like that. So haven't really seen anything more than what I just basically told you. But right now, I'm still very high on this project. And, you know, it is a little pain, if you want to call it, that you have to set everything up before you drop. But, you know, I mean, you have to tether with your phone. That is a little pain. Keep hearing about Bluetooth. Don't see no more even discussing a Bluetooth or anything like that. But I don't care. I'm still setting it up. I'm still running it. And I have a discount code if you're interested in it to get into it. People are still very high on it, thinking it's going to be the next DIMO. But in the beginning, DIMO is great. I don't know. But I'm still high on Soarchain. I think it's going to do very well. So moving on to NATIX. NATIX is, I am up 62,000 points for the month so far. Again, the actual NATIX doesn't update till the end of the month, but right now I got 62,000 for the month. I'm currently ranked 310. I just did a boost, which the boost is for 10 days with all this driving I've been doing. So I thought, you know, that should help me out. And I gotta see what kind of updates we have. NATIX is out and about doing their thing. They had an AMA last week also, discussing their drive and hodl clubs and different things like that. Again, I'm not going to read all this. I don't have time, and I don't want to mess up anything in case I tell anybody wrong. Social media requests, they discussed that. That ended with June 13th. For those who are sharing and doing different stuff on X, you got bonus points for it. And they have a cheat sheet for earning NATIX. You can go again to the Discord, read this, check it out. And NATIX, single source of truth, perfect guide for NATIX participants. So if you're in it, you know, if I can remember, I might even post this for y'all in the in my description. But it tells you the different ways you can earn NATIX. No update though as far as going to mainnet, at least as of right now. But we'll see what happens. But again, I'm high on NATIX. I just, to me, it's a cool little different project using the old iPhone, and You take a chance, you see how it's going. It doesn't cost anything to get into. You have an old phone that you can tether to your new phone. That's what I'm doing, or to a Wi-Fi or some kind of Wi-Fi device in your car. That's what I'm doing, and see what happens. Silencio, I kicked the ant pile on Silencio on this one. You know me, I can't just ignore things and stuff. You know, I have to kind of, when I feel that things are getting stale and people are making comments, I've always had an issue with these fanboys or fangirls, to be honest, and that just feel that they just have to rah-rah cheerleader their favorite project in their Discord as if they're going to get a secret drop of coins and can't be honest with themselves. And yeah, people, I don't even go to Silencio's Discord that much. I'm going to say this before I go any further. I like the project. I think the project has potential. Sound, noise, hearing loss, different things like that. I run Silencio app non-stop. How I can't catch up on people in the rankings is a bit disturbing to me, and I question it, because if I'm running it non-stop, if I run in different places in my building, when I'm outside, when I'm at a restaurant, when I'm at home, outside, this side of my house, that side of the house, I'm running this non-stop. I wish I could see the average amount of hours that I'm running this, and I can't pass up $14.99 or $1,500. I've been at that rank for 2 weeks now, running this non-stop. What are they doing that I'm not doing? You know, unless they're hitting a whole bunch of different places that I can't do, because I've even started hitting that and I still can't catch up. I'm questioning some of this stuff. Now, I talked to somebody last night who says his wife walks a lot and goes up and down the street and stuff like that, and they're high ranked. They might have started way earlier than me. Hey, I'll give it to them. I'm not saying they're cheating or anything like that, but I'm doing the same thing. Whether or not you're running up and down the street or walking up and down the street, or I'm just putting it different places outside of my house. I live on an acre-sized property. I put it way by my back side of my property. They got farm equipment back there and stuff like that the farmers are using. It's picking up that sound. Front of my house, where these teenagers are going up and down the street with boom, boom, boom trucks and stuff. I'm running it constantly, and yet I can't move in rankings. I'm running it all day at work. I'm getting bonuses too. I had a 4.0 bonus. I wish I would screenshot it. I did a 30-minute thing, so I got max points with a 4 bonus. I went up 2 rankings. That lasted about 30 minutes. And look, after I got that, I ran it again, 30 minutes and 30 minutes. So my point I'm trying to make is I made that 4.0 bonus, went up 2 spots in rankings, maybe 3. I don't know a lot of y'all. I immediately started running it again because I was at the building over the weekend. So it's got all kinds of sound going around. New hexes I'm discovering. So I ran it again, checked it. I lost 2 spots. How is that possible? Who cares? Right now, it ain't going to mainnet anytime soon. So I brought that up. People asking in mainnet, what's going on with mainnet, whatever with mainnet. And my grumpy, you know what, comment was, they can't go do mainnet when they're too busy running goofy freaking contests. Because that's all this project has been so far. You know, I'm stuck at $14.99. I'm at 87,000 right now, 6,200 since last week. I'm on a 140 day. There's way too many app crashes. Way too many app crashes. This was not this bad months ago, but if for some reason you get a phone call, I can't help if a phone call comes in. In the past, the phone call, all it would do was make the mic stop, and then your current reading would stop. You could still, when the phone call was over, go and collect your tokens. 9 times out of 10 now, it just crashes back to title screen and you lost one. You could be at 29.50, 29 minutes and 50 seconds. And if this minimizes because some app opened for some reason, when you go back to Silencio, it has crashed back to title screen. It is doing it more and more. What I was saying earlier is that you having these contests. And look, this ain't a contest about doing like, noise readings at football. It's picking winners and stuff. It's and then you win noise coins. I'm out here fighting for all these noise coins at Ken, and y'all giving away noise coins like it ain't nothing. So I will say, I kicked the ant pile in the in the Discord, and you know, you had the little fanboys come back like, I don't understand why people make negative comments like this. But then what I had was also is I had 5 different people PM me, all agreeing with me. And that they're afraid that, you know, kind of like a previous party, if they say anything negative or question it too much, they're going to get banned. Or the fanboys are going to come out and say, why are you being mean? Why are you making these kind of comments? So, you know, I don't understand these kind of comments. But yet you go to the announcements and it's been over a month since you've had any kind of project update. And that was that the marketplace was live. There's another raffle. So 2 months ago, you had a server migration announcement. That's the last real update of this project. That was the last real update of this project. I will say, the Silencio people themselves, not their Discord cronies, the Silencio team came and addressed me, called me out by name, and 3 other people who said, hey, we understand it. We haven't been giving them any announcements. Just understand there are some things going on behind the scenes. Hey, I appreciate that. Because people say that stuff all the time in grass, and you don't see grass on my list anymore. I'll give it to them. They came out and they took one on the chin and they said, you're right. We haven't been doing enough announcements. We have stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. We're on pace and stuff like that. But my issue was, and I mentioned it here, was that in Discord was you got people that trying to tell people that in Q3, which is technically, depending on how you look at it, 2 months away, maybe, that they're going mainnet. But yet they don't even have their tokenomics out yet. So they're going to drop tokenomics and the next day go mainnet. You can't tell us anything about the token. I think they're saying they're going on peak, but so did NATIX and another project said they were going to peak, and then they chose Solana or something last minute. But Silencio, I guess I'm just a little more heated about it because I like the project a lot. But what we doing? We're sitting here just collecting tokens. I got 87,000 tokens. You got people who have people who have millions. What's going to happen to all that when you go to mainnet? The more you delay mainnet, the more people are going to collect. And guess what's going to happen when you go to mainnet? It's going to crash. And then we're going to have this conversation on what's going to be the buying pressure. So spent way too long on Silencio. Now we're going to go to a project that I'm really, really, really behind, and that's going to be Wingbits. I said this again. I sound like a broken record. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of doing it as we talk in this this video right here. I'm helping people. The Discord in Wingbits is going crazy. The Discord in Wingbits is going crazy, and we've been helping people. You see, I'm in the hardware section. We're helping people using boxes. This is 120. He's a huge freaking helping a lot of people. I'm in here a lot in the hardware section. 120's in here a lot. Of course, Axie's in here a lot. But we've been helping a lot of people. Look, if you don't understand a lot about this kind of stuff, it's okay. They got people in here who don't know anything, and they say, help me out. And what I do is I normally pull them over to private message. And I sat here and worked with a guy all day yesterday, even though it's Father's Day. And he was in Cyprus, and which is the other side of the world for me. And he was up at, you know, if he's up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, serious enough about this project that he can sit here and ask me questions and entertain me in between eating and stuff like that. I worked with him all night. We sourced this stuff from several different websites to try to find the best for him. You know, some were a little bit better price, but yet weren't going to be here till July. Some stuff was wanted like $75 for shipping. I sat in and helped him out. There's a lot of people like that. I got to say, for this project, there's a lot of egos to the side. I've been in a lot of projects. I've been in a lot of Discords. We've checked the egos at the door, and we're helping people left and right in here. And you know, even guys who needed help in the beginning are now able to help other people as they come in. You know, and I can tell you, and I know talking to the Wingbits people without giving out too much, again, I'm not part of that project. I am not paid by them. I am not getting in any kind of kickbacks from them or anything like that. I'm just putting up a lot of stations. And all I'm going to tell you, they are working. There's a lot of things working. I had a discussion with somebody on PM saying, you know, the usual riffraff about, you know, why is Wingbits going to succeed when ADS-B stuff's free already? But apparently it's not. Apparently some things from these free programs out there can give stuff to companies that's some basic stuff, but not everything they're looking for is the way it's explained to me. Wingbits supposedly already has a buying customer. There's going to be more about that coming up in the next couple of weeks. But they've announced that even themselves. And I just think the project's going to be good. Not financial advice, but I'm up. I got a couple stations out there. I don't even know what the number is I'm at. I just worked out my host station that's down in Corpus Christi. That should have arrived today. He has all the stuff to set it up, and I cannot wait to see this thing online. Cannot wait. I'm not gonna be able to sleep for the next 2 or 3 days. You know, I'm at his beck and call. I mean, at his pace, whatever you want to call it. He has all the stuff. He's a busy guy, single dad, so he can get to it when he gets to it. I understand that. But I just worked out a deal literally 5 minutes before this video, and let's just say in this general area there ain't no hole no more. So I have a brand new potato right behind me that I'm in the process of programming it. I'm not gonna be able to finish it today because I got this family event I need to get to, but I'm in a rush to get that done. They're very cooperative. Somebody who I used to deal with some business dealings a while back, but they got a little bit of background in RF. They don't want anything to do with crypto, and they're really doing it just to help me out. And that's all there's to it. So best part is they have 3 or 4 contacts in these same gapped areas because they all got ranches, and ranches that are wide open. So I know that some of y'all are starting to get a little annoyed with me with my jokes about the stopper of the Gulf. But why stop at the Gulf? Why not just have them all through here? I'm not going there. Like, it'd be cool to get a couple here just to be able to see this kind of pattern here and here and here and here. But I'm not, because there's just, what I have learned is, I did a video on it, but I think some people missed the video, or I might have to do another video again, a little more clearer, a little more shorter, a little more concise and to the point, that if you have a station next to you, there's no reason to put a station right here. Now, another thing I'm looking at though is when you press the airplanes, is if there's hardly any airplanes here, but you can go to Flight Aware or one of these other websites, and you see flights that look like this over white dots, that means that these are piss poor setups. Excuse my French, but I don't know how else to put it. So, you know, same thing, like, you know, here, if you see these 2 dots, if you live right here, there's no reason to put a station here. However, you have 2 stations here, and look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stations or airplanes. If you go to Flight Manager, Flight Aware, one of these other ones, and you're seeing a cluster like this over this area, then it's free. The reason I'm telling you that is because I have this station right here. I have my friend's tower, 400 something feet right here. For the longest time, this was my best station. I have some of these other stations. These other stations getting 100 something. I was getting 3,000 off this tower. I put this one here. This one's getting 50 less flights a day. I mean, 50 less flights when you look at the TAR 1090 screen. But yet this one right here is doing just as good as this one, because this one can cover more hexes. Now, I thought this one was doing good. Here's the one I put up over the weekend. You want to know what? This one's doing better than both of these. So until this one got online, for the last 2 weeks or so, y'all know I had this one right here in Grand Isle. This one in Grand Isle is outperforming all of my other sites. All of them. This one is 10 feet off the ground. You know how I know it's 10 feet? Because there's a 10-foot piece of metal top rail I got from Home Depot, if y'all saw that video. 10 feet off the ground. It goes to show you, if you have clear line of sight, you don't need these crazy extravagant setups. You don't need all these cavity filters. You don't need all these extra LNAs. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. On the tower, I had to reinvent the wheel because the amount of noise up there. Here and here, I don't have LNAs, extra LNAs. I don't have cavity filters or anything. And these right now are my top 2 performing stations. What I'm really curious to see is if my station that's going up in here, because like I said, when you press the airplanes, there's not a lot of airplanes to there, but trust me, there's a lot of flights going from Houston into Mexico. But when you press the airplanes, you don't see a lot. So I don't know if these are inside or what. But mine ain't going to be inside. We already got the pole in the airplane. And this might outdo what I'm doing here. When I get this one set up, we'll see. We'll see. Y'all know, y'all can see how excited I am for this project. Potential's there. I'm taking a gamble. Again, I joked that my wife found out how much money I have invested in potatoes and in power supplies and SDRs and filters and stuff like that. She's going to hang me from one of these, you know, or beat me over the head with one of these antennas or something. So I'm putting a lot of my own faith and effort into this project, hoping it succeeds, trying to, and look, I'm not being selfish. I'm gonna give you another example. I had somebody who contacted me, lives up in this area right here, wanted to do a host after I did my video the other day. Hey, I'm interested in a host. I had a station up and my station went out. I'm not in the mood to fool with this stuff no more. My antenna's still up on top of the roof. I just got to plug it in, send me a device, and we'll work out a deal. Hey, since he already had the antenna, it was already installed. I can save $50 not sending him the antenna and another $20 for not sending feed line. I said, look, I'll work out 50-50 with you. No problem. I said, well, what do you think's wrong with your potato? Well, it won't do this and this. I'm like, well, hold on. I sat there and worked with him trying to get his device back up. It's not about all that for me. And that's just the kind of person I am. Now, some of y'all might say, why not send the device? You're right. I could have just did that. But why? I mean, I could just, and actually, there is a slight gap in this area. You know, this area, these planes are, the planes are hit here. But I can help this dude out. You know, one station ain't going to make a Lambo or a private plane for me or anything like that. You know, this channel is not about that joke, but my point is, I'd rather just help the man out and let him give it himself. I'm about building up this project to a point because, I mean, I don't want to see become a Helium with 900,000 devices, but we all have a chance to be successful, and I'm here to help people. Some people just don't want anything to do with it. Send me everything, and they send me their Wi-Fi, you know, credentials and everything like that. That's what I'm doing with these other 2 projects. I mean, these other 2 host stations. So when they go home and it all comes in, they just got to plug it in and it's done. Got tail scale on it. I ain't got to do no routing. That's enough about Wingbits. I don't want to go too long, which is too late. So what's next? GEODNET. I ain't heard nothing about GEODNET. I am now going on 7, maybe 8 weeks now since I've ordered my GEODNET. It is quite depressing because I know which way the coin is going, and I don't know what else to really say about it. I'm gonna tell you right now, again, we separate it. I think this is a good project. It's got a need. I know people want this very precise GPS data, and I think it's gonna do very, very well. Just don't know about the mining side of it. You know, you're down 6% in a day, 17% in a week, 26% in the month. So kind of like similar to some of these other projects. You know, people were proclaiming about everything they were making. And, you know, now you go back to, is it possible that maybe we missed the ball now on this? We're starting to see this with more and more with these projects, especially these next 2 projects we're going to talk about also is, if you're not super duper early, it's kind of where the money's at. Not saying that the tokens you're holding and building are not going to be worth more, because of course in the bull run it will go up, but not the big money that some people want in these projects. First thing you got to do is you got to ROI, and you know, $10 a day is what when I saw one of the last videos I saw. However, that was when the token was worth a little bit more than what it is now. And you got to be able to ROI on this. I think after waiting on arrival, this might come down to the better buy coins section. And, with that, we're going to roll back into HIVEMAPPER. HIVEMAPPER is one I fully believe in. HIVEMAPPER to me, and I know I'm going to get flack on this because I got flack on it from my last video when I said this. HIVEMAPPER and DIMO to a point have gone the way of Helium. No matter how much you want to avoid it, no matter how much you want to argue with me. I ordered devices beginning of this year that ain't going to be here till Q3, if I'm lucky, as the price continues to do this. And it's, you look at it's down, 4% for the day, 10% for the week, 14% for the month. It's come down a little bit. It's maybe not that bad. I still think it's a great project at this token price. You look at what it was at one point. At one point, this token was 32 cents. At 7 cents now. You can buy this if it goes back to all-time high. That's a 4 or 5x right now. It's a project that's going to keep succeeding. It's a good project. The mining side might not be, but hey, you still leave it at this price right now with the bonus. You still get a $280 worth of tokens at today's price once you drive 2,000 kilometers. Hey, it makes that ROI a little bit closer to get to. All right, moving on to DIMO pass. That is where I'm at right now with DIMO. When I bought DIMO, I signed up, whatever website it was. You can do 6 easy payments of like $50 or something like that. It's very painful when I'm not really making $50 a month. And I just got an email yesterday that my last final, God bless, final $50 payment is due in 3 or 4 days. That they're going to automatically charge me. I'm not even making that with 3 devices. My ROI, if you watch right here, okay? I'm gonna go back to like March. So March, I was at $341. That's when I should have took it and ran. Please listen to me. $341 back in March. I had ROI on my look, I even put it in bold. ROI on all my devices. That was March. All right. So end of March, I'm at 341. Well, you can also watch the token price. Now I'm in the 293. This is April. 296. Still ROI because I bought those 3 devices for $90 plus $270 plus the shipping, but we won't even count the shipping. Now, next week, in April now, down to $243. I'm not ROI'd anymore. April, I'm at $255. April, $222. $225 in May. Next May, $216. The next week in May, $219. The next week in May, $213. Then you remember, look at also you gotta look at how many tokens I have. Go back to March. I had 600 tokens. And you skip across, then I had 739 tokens. Now I got 998 tokens for only $213. Now I have 1,098 tokens. So you go back to March, I went from 611. You can even go back one more than that. I have 565 right here. How far are we going to go back? 565. I'm at $300. 565 tokens. And then you go all the way to today, and I have almost 1,000. Or actually, it's right at double, and I still have $200 worth, and I still have an ROI to my devices. Me personally, this is not financial advice. Me personally, I'm done with DIMO. I'm going to keep covering it just so I can keep covering for this people. But I think part of this is going to be is the Helium effect. You have 91,000 cars. You're adding almost 3,000 every week that are splitting these tokens to a point, but not really, because I think I've been kind of staying at 18 per device. Even though I went to level 3, never said level 3 is supposed to be more. I think what's killing this is the freaking is the price. Is the price action on it. You had 17 cents right now. You're down 6% in the day, which is kind of the same thing I think HIVEMAPPER was. You have you're down 17% in the week. You're down 26% in a month. You went from 23 cents or whatever. If you open up to a year, you know, you were at, back in March, you were at 57 cents, 50. And so let me look where you've been. You know, y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think DIMO's done with as far as the mining aspect? Again, just like Helium, the mining aspect for the miners is not profitable. People tell me how I'm gonna get Wingbits, I want to do them on, so I'm gonna go buy a Sense Cap, which I think was one of the best Helium miners out there. I'm buying it on eBay for $150. Why? We can go buy a little potato for $35. Well, this is mine Helium, right? But at 23 cents a day, 23 cents a day is what I'm making with Helium, and I have 20 to 25 witnesses on my devices. I'm in good areas. 23 cents a day. It's going to take you 650 days to ROI on a Helium miner. But I will say the Helium network, though, you know, it's got DIMO running on it, WeatherXM's running on it, a lot of other people are using it. The network is good. And I want people to understand it, because people attack me for this. There's a mining side of it you got to look at, and there's a network side of it you have to look at. And DIMO falls into that same thing. Is the DIMO project itself and what it's doing, I think, is a good project. It's popular. It's selling that data to different manufacturers or whatever. But as far as the mining aspect of it, and then you still got to wait weeks or possibly months to get a device in, you know, you might want to buy the coin. I don't know. It's not financial advice, but y'all know how I feel about it. Y'all know, if y'all watched my videos in the last couple of weeks, that the customer service is outlandish comedy at this point. Still waiting on my refund or what I was supposed to get for them screwing my device up. I think I'm gonna be waiting for a while. Bit harvest. I'm still on the bit harvest train. They updated some things to tail scale. If you're looking at doing dual mining, especially on the miners that are close to you, you know, because sometimes they update some of these projects and you might have some, you know, issues where you got a power cycle, something every now and then, you know, it's new stuff. There's a lot of stuff they constantly adding and stuff like that. So every now and then you might have to do a power cycle, you might have to do issue or something like that. Not that I've really had that on all my devices. But that's just me, just make me sleep better, you know. But you're running 11, possibly 12 soon projects, and I'm sure they got more, because every time they update, they got 2 or 3, not just 1, but 2 or 3 projects they're adding. You are mining 11, almost 12 projects now with one device that you were using with Helium or a Lepotato, that in the past you only have to do one. You know, you could be into all these different projects, and the price is very reasonable. $35, $36. Y'all know I've talked about them a lot. I don't want to keep y'all too long. I don't have the time. But if I have a device that's going to be local here that I'm setting up, it's getting bit harvest on it so I can multi-mine. Chirp. Told you a little bit in the beginning. I am very high on the Chirp project. It's a little bit different, a little bit of IoT. You know, it's a different kind of IoT, but I just think it's going to be something different. I know some of the people who are backing it. I like it. I like them. No guarantee of anything. It could go under and disappear tomorrow. Of course, that's crypto. But I don't have $800 to buy one. I have been wanting one for a while. I'm glad I finally got a hold of one. I won one in Tech Hustler. Tech Hustler from YouTube or Twitter. And I was like a little kid. I couldn't believe I actually won something, won a contest. And I can't wait to get it in. I'm losing sleep over it. And now my stomach is in knots because he sent me a tracker. Tracker left his house, went to North Carolina shipping, whatever it is, warehouse or for UPS distribution center yesterday morning. The tracker says it's priority mail. So the tracker says it was supposed to arrive at my house today by 9 p.m. And the last update on the tracker was 6 a.m. yesterday at arriving at the warehouse in North Carolina. That's not good. At the very least, it should have left there. And would it be in priority mail? It should have at least, even if it doesn't get arrived today, it should have at least arrived at my house today. It should have at least arrived in the New Orleans or Baton Rouge distribution center for the post office. And I am nervous as nervous can be. Because it's not like you can get a refund and get another one of these things because they're sold out. So even if you make an insurance claim or he makes an insurance claim that the $800 monitor is now lost, what you doing with the $800? Because you're not getting another one. They're sold out. So I don't want the $800. I want the freaking Chirp monitor. That's how hyped up and excited I am for it. And I think it's going to be a good project. We'll see. So that's it. I know I ran through a lot of these. I didn't really give a lot of big updates. This still went on a little bit longer than I wanted it to go. Maybe one day I can start doing these short videos. I am going to do a short video soon because I keep asking for people ask me to do a LTKCAL because you know I pushed a lot of those out. And that is all I'm exclusively using for all these host things is a LTKCAL. Is how to do a LTKCAL with, because in the previous project and in my previous videos I did, 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, my LTKCALs had a firmware on it that Fluffy did. If y'all know Fluffy from the Helium days and from our Facebook and stuff like that, and who I did an AMA with a while back, he used something a little bit different. And now we're using, Raspberry Pi OS, Raspbian, whatever you want to call it. And it's a little bit different to set up, but also we are also using Wi-Fi dongles to put Wi-Fi on LTKCALs. These are like $9 or $10 on Amazon. I've had 2 different people ask me, hey, can you please do a video on adding this? My cringe is how I do it is not how everybody else does it. So you're going to have people say, that's not how you do it. You're supposed to do it like this. Hey, it's successful in the end. Bite me. But there will be a LTKCAL video coming out for that. That is for people who want to exclusively only do Wingbits or put that OS on there. Because another video that now that 4.0 with BitHarvest is, that will also work with a LTKCAL. So my plan is I'm doing a video on regular OS with how to install Wi-Fi also. And there's going to be a video for the LTKCAL on BitHarvest to see if that's a little bit different setup. I just need time. We're off on Wednesday from work with Juneteenth. And I got one person who wants me to come to Mississippi to help with something. I got my other friend in Bay St. Louis who wants to finish setting up a host station there. And then I got guy in Grand Isle wants me to come down there and go fishing. And there was something else and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't know what I'm going to do. So that's it for today. Thank y'all. And I will see y'all on the next video. Whenever that is, whatever that is, it's going to be a surprise. Y'all have a good one.